The decision of the American government to cut and reduce its contributions to foreign aid amounting to $60 billion, as well as similar announcements from other major contributors like the United Kingdom, Germany, and France, accelerated and aggravated a funding crisis that has been experienced by the humanitarian sector since 2023. Beyond the direct and indirect impacts of these decisions, resulting in increased vulnerability of affected persons and the whole aid ecosystem being in danger, this situation led to a deeper reflection on the main challenges that the sector has been facing recently. These challenges include the widening gap between needs and funding, the decreasing trust in humanitarian actors, the lack of sustainability of current funding models, leading to limited resilience, the limited efficiency in the implementation of major actors' budgets, the broader crisis faced by multilateralism, and the increasing politicization of aid. Hello everyone, my name is Julien Jacquard. I've been working in the humanitarian sector for the last 10 years. And today, I want to share some thoughts about the crisis affecting the sector. In March 2025, as part of an upskill series session at the Geneva Graduate Institute, facilitated by Francesco Pisano, we did, alongside with Jessica Donald, Georgiana George, Loris Nicoletti, and Alanud Albakami, a strategic foresight exercise about humanitarian funding. Our main question was, how will humanitarian funding look like in 2040? I'll quickly walk you through the main outputs of this exercise, including a horizon scanning, analyzing the leads that we can observe today, what are the possible futures for humanitarian funding, and the takeaways for 2025. What humanitarian leaders must know to reflect on the future of their organization. Horizon scanning. For this exercise, we gather weak signals, early signs of change, identifying emerging trends, broader and established shifts, and imagine wild cards, unlikely but impactful and shocking events. Some of the weak signals we observed are the rise of nationalism, the increasing decentralization of finances in the humanitarian sector, and the growing demand for transparency. Among the trends identified are the shrinking government aid budgets, that decision-making is becoming more data-driven, and the push for greener humanitarian logistics. Some of the wild cards we came up with are a total collapse of global governance, mass migration crisis, and governments banning cross-border aid. Organizing these signals into a paisley analysis allowed us to identify the following key drivers of change: erosion of trust in institutions, financial and economic volatility, shifting global power dynamics, changing social norms and ethical expectations. The possible futures. Bearing these horizon scanning and drivers of change in mind, we traveled to 2040 and envisioned 4 possible futures for the humanitarian funding. A future of continued growth is where humanitarian funding grows, driven by cryptocurrency, private sector engagement, and social media-driven donation. It is a future where inequality persists, nationalism shapes foreign aid policies, and technological efficiency transform aid delivery. A future of collapse is the one where the humanitarian system breaks down, global governance collapses, and the UN disappears. Aid becomes fragmented, and is managed by technological applications or regional blocs, human empathy declines and so does foreign aid, and climate disasters worsen global instability and inequality. In a disciplined future, states tighten control over aid. New frameworks are negotiated. Corporations heavily influence humanitarian action. Migration is further tightened, and aid becomes conditional, transactional, and monetized. And the transformative future is where smart cities, AI, and tech integration redefine crisis response. Aid becomes sustainable, decentralized, and digitally driven. Traditional humanitarian models become obsolete. Takeaways for 2025. What does this mean for today? First, humanitarian actors must recognize the growing power and role of private sector. Partnering thoughtfully with corporations, aligning incentives without losing humanitarian principles will be critical. Second, the risk of systematic collapse is real. Organizations must plan for a world with weakened global governance and decentralized aid. Third, tighter regulations and surveillance are likely. Aid agencies may face new conditions on how they operate, impacting on their independence. Fourth, technology must be embraced. AI, blockchain, and automation offers tools to improve efficiency, accountability, and crisis response if adopted wisely. Ultimately, the aid sector as we know today will drastically change. Understanding and adjusting this profound transformation will be critical to remain relevant and principled. Thank you. If this video was insightful and might be useful to someone you know, feel free to share it. Please comment and react, and stay tuned for more content on this site.